Imagine knowing only 30% of your own history. For Egypt, that's a reality. This isn't just a thought experiment, it's an astonishing fact revealed by Zahi Hawass, the head of the Egyptian Antiquities Authority. In an interview with Haaretz back in 2008, Hawass dropped a bombshell that changed our perception of Egyptian history. He claimed that a staggering 70% of Egypt's antiquities remain undiscovered, still buried under the sand. This revelation breaks the common misconception that we've unearthed everything there is to know about this ancient civilization. In truth, we've barely scratched the surface. So, what does this mean for us? It means that there's a vast world of history, of potential revelations, waiting beneath Egypt's golden sands. The implications are profound. Each hidden artifact, each undiscovered tomb, could rewrite our understanding of Egyptian history. It's a tantalizing prospect, a challenge for modern archaeologists, and a reminder of the mysteries that still endure. What lies beneath the sands of Egypt is a world of undiscovered history, a mystery waiting to be uncovered. The path to uncovering Egypt's secrets is fraught with challenges. The modern archaeologist doesn't just grapple with the physical burden of shifting sand and stone, but also faces a series of administrative obstacles. The Egyptian government, in a bid to protect its rich cultural heritage, imposes considerable restrictions on excavations and research. This control isn't necessarily an impediment to discovery, but it certainly makes the quest for knowledge a tricky endeavor. A prime example of this is the experience of Professor Manfred Bitak in Avaris, the ancient capital of the Hyksos. Bitak stumbled upon seals bearing the name Jacob. This discovery could potentially link the site to the biblical figure and open up a new chapter in our understanding of ancient history. However, rather than being able to delve deeper into the mystery, Bitak found himself navigating an obstacle course of bureaucratic hurdles. The tantalizing promise of what might lie beneath the sands of Avaris remains largely unexplored, the secrets it holds tightly locked away. This is a common story in the world of Egyptian archaeology. The potential for groundbreaking findings is immense, but the pathway to these discoveries is often riddled with administrative roadblocks. It's a delicate balance, preserving what we've already discovered while pushing the boundaries to unearth more. And it's a balance that often leans towards preservation, leaving archaeologists and historians alike thirsty for more knowledge. It's important to remember, though, that every discovery, every piece of the puzzle that we manage to unearth, brings us one step closer to understanding the full picture of Egypt's ancient past. The quest for knowledge is a marathon, not a sprint, and in Egypt, the finish line is often obscured by bureaucratic hurdles. Yet even with these challenges, the allure of what might still be hidden beneath the sands of Egypt keeps the spirit of discovery alive. Much of Egypt's history has been lost, not to time, but to looters. Our understanding of ancient Egypt is a tapestry woven from the threads of discovered artifacts and texts, but what about those threads that were never found? The reality is, the majority of Egyptian tombs were systematically plundered, their priceless treasures ripped from their resting places. Imagine the intricate golden jewelry, the beautifully crafted ceremonial weapons, the arrays of cosmetic vases, all disappearing into the pockets of thieves. These artifacts are more than just objects. They are the material evidence of a civilization's history, its culture, its beliefs. But it's not just the tangible treasures that were taken. The loss of ancient papyri is a blow to our knowledge of Egypt's past. These fragile documents, often inscribed with hieroglyphs or hieratic script, were a primary source of information about the ancient civilization. They held religious texts, administrative records, personal letters, even literature. The loss of these texts is equivalent to losing entire chapters of Egypt's grand narrative. The disappearance of these artifacts and texts has left gaping holes in our understanding of the civilization. We are left to wonder about the rituals performed, the gods worshipped, the daily lives of the people. We are left to speculate on the nature of their societal structures, their political systems, their scientific knowledge. The scale of this loss is staggering, a silent catastrophe that has swept away untold stories from the sands of time. Our perception of ancient Egypt is inevitably skewed, built upon the remnants that have survived the ravages of tomb raiders and the passage of time. In this context, every artifact that remains, every papyrus that has been preserved, becomes even more precious. They are the survivors, the resilient fragments of history that have weathered the storm. They hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of the past, to piecing together the puzzle that is ancient Egypt. Every lost artifact, every destroyed papyrus is a story untold, a piece of history forever lost. Sometimes the past echoes in unexpected places. As we journey further into the heart of ancient Egypt, we uncover documents that seem to resonate with the tales of the Bible, specifically the Exodus. These Egyptian texts, filled with hieroglyphic inscriptions, narrate tales of plagues and disasters that eerily mirror the biblical account. Imagine the Ipuwer Papyrus, a document that talks about the river turning into blood, a plague that is strikingly similar to one of the 10 biblical plagues. Or consider the tale of two brothers, a story where a wife falsely accuses her brother-in-law, reminiscent of Potiphar's wife's accusation against Joseph in the Bible. These correlations may not be definitive proof of biblical events, but they do suggest that there might be some historical truth embedded in these ancient narratives. They serve as historical echoes, resonating from the distant past, providing us a glimpse into the mindset and experiences of the ancients. But remember, correlation does not always imply causation. These echoes could be just coincidence, or they could be fragments of a shared cultural memory, woven into the fabric of various civilizations. History is a complex web of interconnected events, and sometimes the echoes of the past can be heard in the most unexpected places. So, let's continue to listen closely, and perhaps we'll hear more of these echoes as we delve deeper into the sands of Egypt. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. This is a fundamental principle when it comes to archaeology. Archaeology has played an instrumental role in unearthing the secrets of the past, but it's not without its limitations. Firstly, archaeological discoveries rely heavily on luck and circumstance. An artifact that has survived thousands of years may still remain hidden, simply because its resting place has not been disturbed. Moreover, the interpretation of archaeological evidence is largely subjective. Two scholars may look at the same artifact and draw completely different conclusions about its origin, purpose, or significance. This is the beauty and the challenge of archaeology. Furthermore, archaeology is limited by the fact that it can only provide a snapshot of a specific moment in time. It cannot tell us everything about a civilization's entire history, its social dynamics, or the thoughts and feelings of its people. Lastly, archaeology is an invasive process. Each excavation disrupts the archaeological record, and once a site is excavated, it can never be re-excavated. This means that information may be lost, and future technologies that could potentially reveal more can't be used on that site. In conclusion, archaeology is a key to the past, but it's not a master key. It can unlock many doors, but not all.